Yo, people of the world, this is Babble Talk. You already know this your main man, Neo, the anime man. You see the merch I got on. Today's episode is going to be about MoonKnight. I'm going to let the other guys take it away from here.
Hey guys, it's me, Oscar, your Marvel, DC horror, and your friendly neighborhood nerd. How's everyone doing tonight? And welcome to episode 4. Nelly, take it away.
Big 4, guys. That's crazy. What's going on, everybody? I'm your boy, Nelly, the cosplayer of the group. Tonight's going to be a really fun episode. We're going to be talking about MoonKnight, the fact that Oscar Isaac is going to be in his 4th Marvel character. So, let's do it. We also have another one in the group who's going to be joining us today, finally, for the first time.
That's appropriate, too. On episode 4, we got the 4th player today. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
My name is Giovanni. I am the Mark 70. I am the team editor. So this is my first time on camera. Normally, I'm just the guy in the background letting everybody know, let's get these videos together. Let's get these pieces together. And Oscar's our graphic designer, so he does a lot of great work. I just piece it all together. That's all I do, really. But
Thank you.
but today's episode is actually kind of special because I am actually a MoonKnight fan from like a really long time. From like his crazy origins is what really got me into it. And it's like, you know what? It's like, since we talk about merch, check it out.
Walgreens
Still in packaging, hasn't been opened yet. So I actually thought this was a good idea to bring it out because this guy's gone through so many origin changes, and I just read the back of this box for like the first time in like 3 years or a few years, and it's like a vision in an Egyptian temple leads Mark Spector to don a shroud and become the crime-fighting hero MoonKnight. So what do you call it? Let's start off with trailer reactions. What do you guys think about the trailer?
I love the trailer.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoy, Oscar Isaac returning on screen as another Marvel character. We've seen him in Apocalypse, playing Apocalypse. We've seen him as Spider-Man 2099, and now he's playing MoonKnight. What do you know? I think it's pretty good. He's a good actor. So I'm really excited, honestly. I'm just excited to see what he's got for this role. What about you guys?
Oh, I'm hyped. I'm very hyped. I'm loving the tone that they're setting with the actual show itself. The fact that, we're looking at, multiple personality disorder thing that we might be seeing, just sort of like a sleeper agent, syndrome that he's sort of having, where he's literally waking up as another character that he's been for like a good hour or 20 minutes or whatever it is, and it's just like, literally, what am I doing here with this? Just what it's that sort of psychological thriller thing that you see on Netflix that you're going to see here on Disney Plus. So I'm really excited for that, and just to see just another darker hero that they're finally bringing out. One of those people that's on par with Punisher. Daredevil characters like that, those the kind of guys who stick to the shadows,
right?
Ones who give Batman a run for their money too.
Yeah.
What about you,
I'm actually
Neil?
looking forward to that. What do you call it? He's often compared to Batman a lot.
Yes, that's what I heard.
And what do you call it? Mainly because the weapons. Because what do you call it? He's got instead of batarangs, he throws tiny moons.
Right.
I think that's just like the gimmick. If you're gonna have a logo of a character, or if you're gonna have a symbol in your name, that has to be your weapon. You're Batman, you throw batarangs. You're MoonKnight, you throw MoonKnight batarangs. And I think Superman actually uses that chest shield as an actual shield too. So it's like,
Really?
For it, I loved it so much for the trailer. For the trailer, I loved it so much. And then, but I don't know. What do you guys? Who costume you like better, MoonKnight or Batman? I say MoonKnight. The only reason because in the trailer you see this man do this, and his suit came on. Okay, Batman don't got that type of technology.
Bye. People unsubscribe. Oh my God, he said it.
He said it. Unsubscribe.
It's like the cardinal rule. You don't argue with Batman's suit. All right, the Batman suit is the suit.
Okay, it's the suit, but his suit don't do this. His suit don't do this. Okay.
No prep time. He cool.
What do you call it? One thing, now that you mentioned that in the trailer, I actually do like that because some of his origins, he's got 3 different personalities. What do you call it? I only know 2 of the names off the top of my head. It's the Mark Spector, and then they call him Steven a couple times in the trailer.
Yeah.
Which is normally like the Bruce Wayne version where he's like the rich dude. And
Yeah, he's a millionaire.
And then
yeah,
there's like
he's a millionaire.
right. There's the millionaire persona. Then there's the taxi driver persona where he just kind of chills and like underground and like hangs out with like lowlifes and whatnot to get the word on the street. And then what do you call it? The third persona, which I don't remember, but in this show it seems like he's like an archaeologist of some kind. So that immediately tells me they're retconning his origins of how he got to Egypt, and how he found the god, the moon god and everything. And I'm really happy to have supernatural powers instead of like the Bruce Wayne aesthetic, because like the more they move him away from Bruce Wayne, the better. Especially since like he's like the first time we actually see him on TV in any live action form and movie form. Honestly, yeah, we've never had an actual Moon Knight movie. Like he's popped up in a few animated series, but like only like 3 people watch those.
Yeah, short period of time, honestly.
All right, so.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know, just that he was just an associate who works there, like one of those little gift shops. That's what it looked like to me when in the trailer, honestly.
Oh,
in the background, it looks like a gift shop. I'm like, okay, because they didn't really tell us what he's working. All I know is we see him in the museum, and that's about it, literally.
Right.
I would like to say they made a good song choice. I really like the version of Day and Night they used from Kick Tootie.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was good.
One thing I'm curious to see, being that we are still dealing with the corporate conglomerate that is Disney and Marvel, is the fact that Moon Knight, if you've read some of his stories, he drops just about as many F-bombs as Punisher and Deadpool. So I want to see how they water down but still keep his character to be a complete and total badass.
I don't know if this is true. I might have seen it somewhere. I don't know if it's actually came out in the comic before, but I believe there's somewhere in the comic he does say something like bullshit away. He just throws stuff at the enemies. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know.
It might just be the memes getting to us. It might just be the memes at this point.
Oh,
yeah, we gotta get that confirmed to see if that's actually like a comic line or if it's just a meme.
Yeah, because I mean that would be kind of funny, but at the same time, it'd be like out of character for Moon Knight. He literally just, I think it might be a meme. He literally just throws like bullshit away. Just throws all of his weapons at just a person. I'm like, damn, he really saying, I'm throwing all my stuff at you.
That's funny. That actually brings up a good question. I want to ask you guys, in terms of, the dark, gritty, underground type heroes that we've seen in the Marvel Universe, let alone in the MCU, who would you want to see interact with Moon Knight if there were ever to be like crossover between him and another character? Like it could be from like just regular MCU setup or like Netflix. Like who would you want to see him go head to head with?
Go ahead, like fighting question. Or just meeting? What do you say?
Meeting, fighting.
I want him to meet Spider-Man.
I remember how hyped I was when I saw Daredevil and Punisher for the first time together. So like, who would you see Moon Knight squaring up with or teaming up with?
I'd say probably Punisher, just because they both used to be military. He was a mercenary. They both have like some type of dark past, and they both have that same rage. I feel like they both have the same amount of rage that they carry, and they just use it on beating up the criminals. Honestly, and maybe Daredevil as well. I think they do have an interaction in the comics somewhere. They do meet up. And I just think it's like, again, Daredevil's like the good guy, and they have Moon Knight who's like, I guess you can say the bad guy, because, he legit beats them up with a bloody pulp to a point where he's killing them. So, that's the way I would see it. I don't know, how about you guys?
He's literally Marvel's, spirit of, revenge or something like that. That's, the god is. That's one of the gods that gives him his powers is, the spirit of revenge. I think it's the spirit of revenge. I might be getting confused with Ghost Rider, but what do you call that? You're talking about Ghost Rider.
Spirit of vengeance.
Yes.
Right. And I think besides Punisher, it'd be a great way for them to reintroduce John Bernthal into the Marvel universe using Moon Knight, because they're both violent. Daredevil, we know he's back. So what they do with him is up in the air completely. I know that Moon Knight is part of the Defenders every now and then, and he also has some dealings with Doctor Strange. So that'd be cool if
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He's all over the place. And his original comics was just a side character that they just kind of said, yo, he's cool, keep him going, until eventually he picked up from side character to finally his own character.
Yeah.
But we'll see what they do.
So like I don't know if you guys know any of his actual rogues gallery. I know there's like two. I know like one that they mentioned was what's his name? Bushmaster, I think. And then there's Midnight Man, which unfortunately the actor who was playing Midnight Man passed away in a ski accident. Rest in peace. I wonder how that's gonna go about. Even after if there should be season two with the same, villain, or they're gonna change it up to somebody else. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see how they do that.
If that's the case, I think after season one, if they're talking about bringing in villains, Bushmaster would be a great way for us to bring back Luke Cage from Netflix. Mike Coulter's character. So that would be a good way to tie that in, and then of course bring it full circle with having him with the Defenders.
Yes, because I believe also Iron Fist, which by the way they nerfed him, he was loose. And Jessica Jones, she will be. I love the actress who played Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter. I think that's really She was. That would be nice to see them all interact. And, they see this new vigilante. One day who the hell this guy is. He's like the new guy in town. So it'll be awesome to see all interact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like I know that his first like appearance like in comics was like in the Werewolf by Night comic issue 32, which was released in 1975. I believe he was like a hunter, I guess, during that time, during the comics, hunting down like a werewolf was his main enemy. Then afterwards, like you said, Giovanni, they keep changing his story up multiple times.
Right. For that one, specifically when they first introduced him, they actually like reconnected that where he was actually hired to take out the werewolf in that exact story. So what do you call it? They made that whole intro canon, and then they kind of threw it out later on as it fit. So what do you call it? That'd be cool that we get to see werewolves in this series. That'd be interesting.
We're getting vampires, so we might as well.
Right. Oh, and Blade. Blade's another character that he teams up with a lot too. So
yeah, Blade.
If they introduce vampires and they bring in Blade, that'd be really cool.
I'm gonna lose my stuff if I see Blade. You hear me? If I see Blade with his blades, oh Lord, I'm gonna be chopping down some. Woo!
Garlic.
Yeah, we're all black that day.
Honestly, what's funny? We talk about how we would love to see these characters integrated, and yet when they're actually put on screen and they're put on in a way that we didn't expect, we're still surprised. That just shows just how much I personally just trust the process that Kevin Feige goes through in terms of picking and choosing. I feel like the only thing that he fouled up on was Captain Marvel, just in my opinion. But
he's going there.
I trust the process. I mean, like with everything.
Oh yeah, be honest. How many of you guys went to go see it in theaters? I didn't see it in theaters. I really didn't.
I did.
Guilty as pleasure. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it in theaters. All right.
Nah, I didn't. I ain't do that.
That's pretty even. See, 2 out of 4 didn't go see it in theaters. And that's literally how the Marvel community is about it. They're literally split down the middle with Captain Marvel, and it's just like, yeah, it was.
I didn't feel the sake of continuity and making sure that we protect all the shows.
Yeah. Wasn't this around like the time when they said like they just like finished killing off like Netflix is like no longer canon, and then what do you call it, like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was also no longer canon.
Yeah.
Agent Carter.
And then immediately after this story, we get Endgame. So I'm like, okay, where's this fit?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
for me, it was just underwhelming. It just didn't hit a mark. It's nothing against Brie. It was nothing against Brie Larson. Nothing specifically against anybody in the film. It just fell flat for me. I'm not sure why. It didn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think many people were fans of that movie, but it is what it is, and we're getting a second movie, so I guess we'll see how that goes, right? We're getting Miss Marvels.
To be fair, I am more excited specifically for, like Monica Rambeau in that show, and then
almost forgot
Monica Rambeau did better than Brie Larson in 3 episodes of WandaVision.
Right.
Oh my god. It's just the character.
Right, and then of course we got Kamala Khan finally showing up.
To, Captain Marvel's character. And it was a retcon too. So, a lot of us were like, this isn't my Captain Marvel. I don't care who played her. This is just not my Captain Marvel.
But, exactly.
Right. And then of course we got Kamala Khan coming, so...
Right, now we'll see how that one goes. I personally know absolutely nothing about her storyline. Like, I know a little bit about her story because of the Marvel Avengers video game,
Right.
And he's like
Don't
my least
bring
favorite
that
character in that
game
game.
up. Come on.
So
Come on.
we know
That
why
game was
she
okay.
exists.
Yeah, that game was okay. It was alright,
You know,
Right, it's still surviving.
for the
Yeah,
movie,
it's alright.
I wanted to say, I don't know if you guys, in the trailer, you see Moon Knight go to like I think 3 different stages, right? Of people like he didn't know who he was. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Split. It's like a 3-part series that they had. That when I saw the trailer and when he answered the phone, he's like, "Mark, who's Mark? I don't know who Mark is." Only Split came to mind, right? And because I love the movie so much, but Split got like 16 different personalities, right? But each one is aware of each other,
right?
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know I don't know that much about Moon Knight as well as you guys know, but I'm trying to figure out, does his personality know of each other right away, or is it like down the line he kind of figures that out? You know.
Well, from what I'm gathering, how they're portraying it in the show, like even compared to like Bruce Wayne, it's one thing to be putting on like a face for like different occasions, Playboy billionaire, and then of course the Bruce at home, and then the Bruce when he's Batman. In this, when they compare it to him, I think the thing that splits the divide is the fact that it's a disorder. He doesn't know when these changes in his personality happen. So.
Right.
That's when I made the comparison to like a sleeper agent. When you say a specific word and they snap to that, like with what happened with Bucky. When you say a certain specific set of words, he changes into like a completely different person.
Yeah.
So
the way I think about it is like, okay, he's Mark Spector, he's Steven, whatever. I feel it's like they're gonna bring a whole amnesia type of thing where he doesn't remember who he is and where he's at, and like specific things they're gonna bring, like, okay, they're gonna bring him back flashbacks on like what he did back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that typical amnesia, like I don't know who I was, and all of a sudden, boom, here I am. I'm Moon Knight, bitch.
Well, what do you?
No, I'll tell you what I am excited for.
Kind of a disorder, but it's not officially a disorder right away. It's like something he does on purpose for a little while, and then the actual like Egyptian god that's like protecting and infecting him or possessing him at the same time, it starts to make it worse to the point where it becomes a disorder.
Right.
It's like in the show, it's just going to start off as a disorder and it's going to play with it. Like, honestly, interesting to see if this god is just kind of like toying with him, like, yo, this guy's got 3 different modes. I got a 3-in-1 right here. Let's take advantage of it. Or it could just be like a total like just sweep the rug out from under us, because like it could be that the Moon Knight god itself is just a hallucination, and he's literally just a psychopath, just kind of like wants to be a superhero.
Yeah,
Marvel's done that with the shows, where all of a sudden they show you one thing, and it's like boner.
I don't know if you guys remember, it was a very old cartoon show.
Speaking of which, they teased us with X-Men, which broke my heart. But if you noticed in this trailer, the boxes that look like they're being smuggled when he's in the car holding the gun, wondering where he's at, they're labeled Von D. And I'm pretty sure that's Von Doom for Dr. Doom from Fantastic Four. I hope that that's the thing that they're going with.
Von Dutch. That's actually Von Dutch.
Yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble, but it's just Von Dutch.
That's a different corporation with the exact same initials as Von Doom. So yeah, that one's been like thoroughly like discussed. But you're right. When I first saw the VD, I was like Doom, and then in another shot it says Dutch in one of the trucks.
That broke my heart. That breaks my heart.
Fuck yeah. He's like, fuck y'all. Y'all wrong.
Seriously, I was really hoping that it was going to be Von Doom.
Yeah, it really was. What were you saying, Neil?
I was saying that it was a very old cartoon show, and it kind of reminds me of like Khonshu, where it was it's a show. I think it's a cartoon and a live action show where, from what I remember, it was like the power of the spider or whatever he said, but it's not nothing related to like Spider-Man, nothing like that. He's like, it's like a stick in like the ground. He's like he's in Africa or whatever, and it's a snake, in a spider or whatever, right? And he's like saying that you have the power of the spider or whatever, and it's like a thing he does with like this spirit or whatever, this god or whatnot, and he's like go around like saving people and stuff like that. But he got two different personalities. If I can find the name or the video, I will post it in
Sounds familiar. It sounds familiar.
In the
I feel like I've heard of
I'm
it.
lost on that one. I thought he was talking about like Mummies Alive or something, but
no, it's a real show. If it's not, I came up with it, and y'all better not steal it, cause I'm gonna be rich.
They better not steal it.
No, I'm not stealing it. Although I will give an idea for a line in the story where he's just like, "Hey, are you that guy from New York that swings from buildings?" He's just like, "No, you got me confused with somebody else."
Right.
That'd be fun.
One thing that's interesting is that like this character it's cool because it's a Chicago character, and I don't know about you guys, but Chicago native here, so that's awesome.
Chicago, hey.
You already know we up in here represent.
Four Chicago natives here, so that's 4 fans right here. But it sucks like he's gonna be in New York, so it's just like, man, why does New York take our heroes? We need heroes in.
Yeah, we need our heroes.
Maybe
give us back our heroes. Yeah,
maybe part of his backstory is gonna be from Chicago. We don't know.
I hope they don't retcon that. I hope they at least keep that part. You know, he's from Chicago, but he came to fight crime in New York because, you know,
that'd be dumb as hell.
New York crime is easier.
Man.
I don't know.
We got crime over here. Come help us out, MoonKnight. We need your help.
Well, I mean, we got characters like Bruce Banner who are traveling all over the world for, you know, everything. He's, you know, we got him in New York, we got him in Colombia, we got him in, you know, Portugal. I know he was on the run, but I'm just saying, it makes sense. If, you know, moving around, it happens. So if he ends up in New York, maybe he can be from Chicago, but then things happen in terms of business, or, you know, if they keep the mercy storyline, maybe he was, you know, jumping from place to place, and then you got Natasha Romanoff, Bucky, characters who had to, you know, come up with a different identity for like every occasion. So it happens.
That makes sense.
What do you guys think of Ethan Hawke's character? Like, for me, I feel like he might be Bushmaster, or I don't know, because he looked like he's either leading a cult based on like the moon god, or again, he could be Bushmaster. I don't know what's your take on that, because I legit don't know what his character is gonna be.
Well, I know it can't be Bushmaster. So
what'd you say?
Well, I said I know it can't be Bushmaster. So
yeah,
his character is actually kind of weird because what do you call it? I forgot the name of the character he's playing, but it's based off of a villain from a one-issue comic. He literally he's just in like one comic and then he's gone. Like they take care of him and then that one storyline. And he's not that big a deal. So Marvel's probably like trying to build him up, in a totally new way, which is, you know, kind of weird how like somebody who showed up for one story all of a sudden is getting spotlight treatment, and a really good actor, because, you know, Ethan Hawke is not some B actor we've never heard of. He's Ethan Hawke, you know.
He's Ethan Hawke.
Unfortunately, the other actor who just passed away, I have never seen him in anything. I think he was in Game of Thrones, but that's it. That's all I've really seen him in.
I know he was in the early 2000s movie Hannibal, where he played the younger version of Hannibal Lecter. That's where I recognized him from. But other than that, I don't think I've seen anything else besides, you know, MoonKnight, or what we're about to see right now. But other than that, yeah, I never heard of Midnight Sun either. So I thought, okay, I've never heard of these characters, but we're gonna see what you know, what they're working with. Because it's Marvel, they'll find a way to make them look cool, or just nerf them really bad to okay, we're gonna move on. Who's the new villain next?
Yeah, villains.
Right, this is like a trial show.
A lot in these shows or movies.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope they build up to at least us getting Bushmaster in season 2. Because I mean, I think Bushmaster, one of the people who like fucked them over, you know, and like caused them to die in the desert, or like, because I mean, from what I know in the original backstory of MoonKnight, he was a mercenary. Once they discovered the, you know, all the artifacts from the, you know, the moon god, I think he wanted to do something with them. He just ambushed them all and left him for dead until like these I think that's Kenshu's followers found him and they gave him the power to become MoonKnight, you know. That's the way I remember it, and like how the origin said it. But again, the only way we're gonna see is once it comes out. When does it come out? I forgot. Does it come out next month in March?
I think March.
I think so, yeah. because
March.
it's the idea is that it's really just neck and neck with coming out with the Batman. So
God, damn,
March 30th.
Kind of bad timing.
No, it's great timing.
You think so?
I think it's great timing because Batman is going to be something that people are going to be talking about probably for a very long time, and then of course Moon Knight will be something to pick up after people are done watching the Book of Boba Fett. Plus, they compare Moon Knight with Batman a lot, so that's going to be very much
interesting.
You got your White Knight and you got your Dark Knight. So,
doesn't
no.
Yeah. They both take place at night. Isn't that weird?
And they both have capes.
The Dark Knight and the Moon Knight.
That's right.
Doesn't the Moon Knight have a staff?
Oh, he uses a ton of weapons, my guy.
Oh, true. You're right. You're right about that. He does use multiple weapons. Take that, Batman.
Well, Batman
does
has
have
multiple
superpowers,
weapons.
so that's a one-up. He's got like
True.
super strength and like invulnerability of certain things, because he's being protected by the god. But the god is kind of shiesty. It'll leave him if it's inconvenient. So it's not a reliable deity.
It kind of
pretty cool,
the
though,
way.
Norman Reedus shows up in a bike, in one episode, and the next thing you know, his head's on fire, and it's just a skull. So I don't know.
That'd be
Maybe
beautiful.
something like that.
Unless it's
That would
Norman
be
Reedus
cool.
showing up in a motorcycle and he came out of The Walking Dead, and yeah, probably.
He takes his Walking Dead motorcycle, catches on fire. Is like, all right, time to go to Marvel.
Time to go to Marvel, make my debut.
Right. Okay. So what do you call it? The Batman comes out March 4th, and Moon Knight comes out March 30th. So there's gonna be some.
Oh wow.
There's gonna be some
Again.
time apart. So I'll probably catch the Batman like a week after it comes out, and then I'll catch Moon Knight the day it comes
I'm
out.
catching
because
I'm catching it that Thursday.
Yeah, me too. I'm catching it that day as well. Voice spoiler as well.
I'm gonna go at night.
I'm gonna go at night. Oh, at night. Yeah,
That's where you gotta go. You gotta go at night to watch the bat. You feel me? But no, what I was gonna say was, I don't know. You know how? Yeah, I'm gonna compare to what Gio said. How like the Moon Knight. I mean, not the Moon Knight. The Moon God is kind of like he'll help you if you want to help you, but if you don't, you out of it. I remember when I was watching Venom, and Venom was like, Venom was there, and then he's like, that's a red one. And he went back inside. He's like, forget that. I ain't messing with it. So, the Moon guy might be like, yeah, this one on you. I'm going to see how well you fight against these 10 guys right here. You better give me that power back.
And from the trailer, I guess the end of the trailer where Moon Knight's beating the hell or something, it looks like he's not even beating up a human being. It looks like he's beating up like a mystical force, like some type of creature. It looks like a jackal, something like from the Pyramid times. It's like a Anubis character from the looks of it. So, and I'm kind of a fan of Egyptian, so I wonder if we're gonna see different types of Egyptian gods in this. Since it does take place in like Egypt and takes place like in the museum and the Egyptian part of the side. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Which I really love that shot, by the way. When you do the like slow close up of him just giving him the daps as if he actually was Batman, and I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be good.
Oh god, I'm just waiting for him to scream, "Where are they?"
Yeah.
Christian
I
Bale.
want to see what his voice is going to be under that mask. Is it going to be distorted,
I think it
goblin-like,
might be
or is it just going to be
better be
Oscar
distorted.
Isaac?
It should be distorted. If it's like a normal voice, I'm like, nah, fam, nah. Distorted
No,
voice.
I think the only one that works for is Deadpool. Everyone else, what do you call it? Has like a weird voice under their cowl or under their mask or helmet. Well, except for T'Challa sometimes. Sometimes it sounds like a little reverberation, but what do you call it? Everyone else just basically sounds like there were a voice changer. I'm pretty sure it's going to have a voice changer because, again, he's the multiple personality guy. So the second the mask comes up, it's like, you know what, new voice.
So a question is for you guys: do you think Moon Knight is going to have voices in his head talk to him like Venom would talk to Eddie? You know what I mean? Like you have this personality talk to him, like doing this stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited to see that. I want to see how these personalities kind of clash, or see which one's gonna fight to take over his mind next. Because we never know what's gonna happen. It's Marvel. Marvel likes to surprise us with a bunch of things.
Right, and that actually falls akin to what Neil was saying about like comparing it to Split, because like Like, even at the end of that film, if you notice, all of them are literally talking to each other within that same body. And it's just, wow, okay, if they do that here, I'll be thoroughly impressed and surprised.
You know what I want to see? I want to see with Moon